Alright, this is in-cab inspection by Mr. King and brake leak down.
Alright, first thing first, seatbelt on. With the seatbelt on, first thing you're checking for is make sure it's properly mounted to the vehicle and to the chair itself, making sure there's no brakes or frays in it, nice and tight. Secondly, I'm going to look out my window, look in my mirror, make sure I can see all the way down my combination vehicle. Make sure there's no breaks, no cracks in it. Make sure it's mounted properly to the side of the mirror itself and the truck. Secondly, cut just alarm off. I'm gonna look out the mirror right here. The window. Make sure there's no illegal stickers, no cracks, no broke. It's properly mounted, secure with adhesive and weather stripping. We're gonna look at our wiper blades right here. We're gonna make sure that it's not broke, it's not dry rotted, and it's properly secured to the windshield itself. And then we hit the little fluid, make sure it works too. Everything operates properly. All right, now we come back to the steering wheel. Steering wheel right here, make sure there's no more than 2 inches of free play in it. It's held on by a nut behind the horn that's sitting in here. You got your city horn, you got your air horn. Now you look at your gauges over here. You got your oil PSI, which is currently at about 30%. You got your water at about 110. You got your voltage at about 13. Your RPMs at a certain amount, you already know because we just did it. Your RPM gauges are working properly. You're looking at your fuel. Your fuel is a little bit almost full. And then you're looking at your air PSI, which is about 120 right now. Then with that on, you cut on your left indicator, make sure it works. Your right indicator, make sure it's properly working. You look at your headlights or your bright lights, that works. You cut on your hazards, make sure they're working. While you're doing that, you also hit your trolley. Make sure you got air going to that, nice and solid. Your headlights assembly, make sure it's on and off. Set up on there. We got your air right here. We got for your defrost to make sure you can tell, so it keeps your window clean in the window. And then you got your floor right here to make sure it's comfortable. You know, a comfortable driver is a safe driver. All right, you go back over here to the side right here. This is where we keep our spare fuses at. Our regular fuses. We also keep a spare just in case, you never know. Then we have an in-cab light right here, making sure that it works properly. Down here on the floor, we have a fire extinguisher, properly mounted, secure, with fully charged. You can tell by the green indicator. Now, as I did this window, you gotta do this mirror as the same. You have to, most of the time, you gotta tell them the same as that thing you just said. You make sure it's no cuts, no cuts, no busted glass, no broken anything, and it's properly mounted, secure. All right, now, if you give me a second, let me go over and make sure I've forgotten nothing. So think about it in your head for a second. You kind of look around, make sure you haven't forgotten anything. You got your 3 triangles underneath the seat right there. Your 3 red triangles. See, I almost forgot something. All right, and then we also have the lights, we did the windows, we did seat belts, horns. Nice. And I think that's it. So when you get to with that, what we tell our people is, I'm good with that.
Okay, folks, we're coming back here. We're making sure that the vehicle is chalked. So what I'm going to do, go ahead and chalk it right now. And this is going to be our brake leak down test. First thing you do is chalk it in between the front and the back tires, right? Chalk is properly placed. As I'm getting back in the truck, I notice Mr. King is ready to do his brake leak down test. He's already got his seatbelt on, and he's going to walk us through this, correct?
Okay, well, first things first, with your leak down test, you cut the vehicle off, you press your 2 brakes in, your trailer and your truck, make sure it's already chalked, and you make sure you cut the ignition back on. That's very important. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is called the pressure test. That is where I take my phone and count 60 seconds while I press down on the service brake to indicate that no more than 4 psi is lost in 60 seconds. It might simulate the time a little bit, but you still need to do the full 60 seconds. So as I press, set down, have the alarm going, stopwatch. As I'm timing it, just sitting here. Make sure everything's nice and good, nice pressure on it. Okay, we'll say that's 60. As you can hear by the short burst of air and look on the gauge that you didn't lose more than 4 psi in that 60 seconds. All right. The secondary thing we're gonna do is the bleed down test. The bleed down test is basically me pressing the service brake until an indicator will pop up right here. You continue to press until you hear a buzzer, and then you continue to press until both valves pop out right here that let you know that your air brake system works properly. All right. As you can hear me pumping the air, the light's already kicked on. As you can hear, that's the buzzer indicating that it's at that fill point. Keep pumping, keep pumping. As you can see, both valves popped out to indicate the air brake's fully working. So the leak down test is a proper success. Now at this point, I'm gonna successfully start my vehicle, safely start my vehicle, excuse me. Now I'm gonna sit here and let it air up. What we say is, with your permission, I would like to de-chalk the vehicle while the air is building up. They can either say yes or no, you don't know. So I will now get out and de-chalk the vehicle.
Craig.
All right. As you can see now, we're slowly building the air back up in the cab. Accelerating a little bit on the gas just to build it up. You can hear the buzzer stopped. You can hear the warning light is still on at the moment. But once we build it up pressure, we'll know we're properly done it right is when the governor is shoot out a loud burst of air, let you know that all the tanks are filled back up. So at this moment, we're just waiting for, make sure you can hear the governor go off. All right, we're still waiting on the governor to kick in. But the next thing coming up is going to be the tug test. That is when basically I'm going to push in either the trailer valve, try to move, make sure that the truck holds it, or vice versa. Push in the truck valve, try to move and see if the trailer holds it. From there, we'll go on to the trolley test. We'll make sure that the air brakes directly to the trailer will stop, and then we'll do a little short stab with the service brake. So right now, we're just waiting on the governor. As you just heard, the governor kicked off. That means we're fully charged and air up. So first thing first, put safety back on, seat belt. Make sure it's not in gear. Push in the clutch. Push in the trailer valve. Put it in gear. What you want to do is basically move it until your RPMs go down to show that it's trying to move forward, but the brakes are holding it. First indication, working fine. So now I switch it. Push in the truck brakes, try the same thing. Same thing happened. Now at this point, push both valves in. Look at your air gauge. Your air might have went down to a certain point now that the trolley may or may not work at this time, but when it's fully charged, it will. So I'm trying it now. Put it in gear. Go in the move. Trolley worked perfectly that time. A little too good. Alright, now trying again. Now this one, for the fourth one, is when you use the service brake. Push it down. You gotta have your hands on the steering wheel like this, and when you let go, you're gonna go, release a little bit, and then hit it. With that indicate show right there to make sure it didn't pull left or right, and let you know all your brakes are working properly right now. So what you do is you put it back in gear. And that's how you do your tug test.